Okay, so let's do this. Palam's Tale. Several people have told me this is the worst one, and considering I've already seen Rydia, that is impressive if true. So let's see what we got. Palam, the Black Mage, has sworn to follow in the late Tella's footsteps and become a sage. His elder sends him to Troya to train Leonora, an apprentice epopt in black magic. What does the peaceful kingdom need such powerful magic for? Baron's right there, dude. Anyways, the upheavals rocking the entire world are but to land on Troya's doorstep. Yeah, we talked about cosplay and fighting games. But not Star Trek or Star Wars. Although we did, actually, that's not true. We were talking about cosplay and Star Trek. They just ain't biting, kitten. Stop your whining. Look, Captain, how much longer do I have to keep putting up with that brat? Which brat would that be? So he's what, like 21 now? No, 22. I apologize for my crew's insolence. Lord Palam. Lord Palam? You know, you're at least several decades older than me. Did you forget? In that case, what would you like me to call you? Figure it out for yourself, why don't you? You're a grown man, right? Yes. Also, I like how he's still got the striped clown pants. So quit bowing and scraping. You're too old for the act. How dare you speak to the captain like that? The fish. Huh? Did you catch anything? No, not yet. Are you guys even trying? Is it really that hard? Ugh. Fishing is so easy. It's good fishing around here. I've never seen a dry spell such as this. Excuses, excuses. Just give me something fresh, okay? We've got a long voyage ahead. Ugh, I know I shouldn't have taken this job. Yeah, that's how I feel about Valerian, her royal hoofness. I'm kidding. Yeah, Porum just shows up. Smack. I mean, that's fair, Ross. Because he's kind of a crap character many times. That's why we have this whole thing called headcanon. And it's gone! Okay, there we go. Whew! You called for me, Elder? Where is Palam? I apologize, Elder. I'll go fetch him immediately. I'm right here. Palam, where have you been? Like 10 feet in front of the guy who was staring at you, asking where you are. Is he blind? What, am I supposed to report every little detail of my life to you? So what'd you need, Elder? I've received a request from a certain foreign nation. A request? Another prayer job from some country trying to palm its problems off on others, no doubt. Ugh. Countries reaching out to other countries. Ugh. Wouldn't it be great if we were totally self-sufficient? Hello. I'll let you handle this one, Porum. By the way, Elder, have you made your decision yet? About the sage training you brought up. That's the one. You are still not ready yet, Palam. Still? When will you actually think I'm ready, Elder? When I'm dead. I mean, Palam. Alright, alright. I like how in FF4 you could barely tell the two apart. And then in DS they made them a little bit more distinct. And now they're completely different. So what's this request about? This nation wishes us to train a mage in order to train their epopts. I would be happy to handle this request, Elder. Thank you, but I've decided to send Palam this time. Isn't it normally Porum's job to train Epop's elder? It will be your task this time, Palom. What use would it be to me? I don't know a thing about white magic. What use you would be depends entirely on you, Palom. On board. Guess it's nighttime already. And just look at that moon. And that moon. Wait, what? Anyways, he mentions it's getting closer. And closer. You can tell because it's the exact same graphic they've used every single cutscene so far. Elder, why did you send Palom instead of me? There are some things only he is capable of, I believe. And what's more, the Epop is this super hottie. Sorry. Elder. I am fine. Uh-oh, he has coughing disease, the most deadly disease in all of fiction. On board. Good morning. Did you sleep well? Are we there yet? I'm afraid not. Why don't you take a walk around the deck? I'm sure you're sick of it by now. Hey, Saber for Wife. You asked a question yesterday, and I don't think I got a chance to answer it. Do you happen to remember what that was? I saw a falling star in the northern skies. Yeah, so that's the one we investigated with Yang. If there's one thing I like about After Years, I haven't even decided if it's positive yet. It's how most of these stories are actually happening kind of concurrently. There's a cool concept there, and they could do some good storytelling with it. And the closest thing they've done to that so far is every now and again we'll get like one peek of one of the other stories. Like most recently, when we were on Yang's ship, which ran out of fuel. Oh god, that was the question? Oh god, we spent like 15 minutes discussing that. Okay, hang on, let's pause. Yang's ship, and we saw Edward zooming by to go to Baron, right? Stuff like that. Apparently a large city fell under monster attack recently. And yeah, we saw Palom on a black chocobo in Radius Center, that's right. Captain? Yes? I seem to remember you convincing me this trip would take no more than a week. Yes? How long has it been since we departed from Azidia? About a month? What? You've been on the ocean for a month? I guess there's nothing much I can say, given that our compass is broken. And it is, sir. How do you... Has no one who's ever played this game made this game ever sailed before in their life? Because so far we've had a naval journey longer than the one we're going on right now that took a couple of days. We've had a naval journey where a sailing vessel needed fuel. We've had a naval journey that's taken a month to go a relatively shorter period of distance. And the reason they're so lost is because their one and only compass was broken. Because, you know, surely a sailing vessel would only have one compass, and also sailing by the stars using a sextant is definitely not a thing that people are actually trained in real-life navies now. Granted, it's not as well used, but seriously, that's the no really option. It's the no really option for a reason. Yeah, also, how do you break a compass? Like, that takes effort. No kidding. Yeah, I suddenly am totally on Palam's side. You're all supposed to be sailors, aren't you? More or less. Shouldn't you be able to do something to navigate us through this? I mean, come on. Yeah, I'm actually with Palam completely all of a sudden. What the crap? I'm sorry about this, my lord. Look, do you know how to go west? Just go west. If you don't know how to go west, then you do not belong on a ship. Oh, excuse me, actually east. Literally on the world map right there, you can see the island chain that's connected to Mysidia. Literally visible on the world map. Oh my god. Yeah, is the sun out? What path is it currently taking? Use that, you ninny. The best part is they're basically on the equator, too, or the equivalent of the equator, so they don't have to do some weird wonky accounting for odd arcs of the sun. It would be... I'm sorry, it took this so long, my lord. Also, I don't want to be dismissive. Like, did you bring enough alcohol for a month? Aren't we quite a ways away from Troya? If you cross the western bridge and go north, you'll find a forest of chocobos. Then you can cross the river on a chocobo, and you'll arrive in Troya in no time. Fair enough. Yeah, also, how did they not run out of fuel on their sailing vessel in a month? In fact, they never said this. I realized last night, I automatically assumed that what happened was the monster attack damaged the ship stores, and that's why they ran out of fuel in Yang's story. But then I realized that not only did they never say that, but more to the point, the solution to the damaged fuel stores was just to get more fuel. Which means the fuel stores weren't damaged, which means they just ran out of fuel, which means they left port without a full tank. I'm truly regretful for the delay. A month! You don't have to kiss up to me like that. How old are you again? Sorry. I would be livid if I lost a month of my life to nonsense. And I should know, because I just did. Yeah, 2 months actually, but I didn't want to get too far into that. Yeah, that exactly, Blake Travell. Still not done, by the way. And yeah, I hate to be dismissive. Like, okay, there better be... I'm gonna make a note right now. If there's not a narrative point behind the delay, then I'm giving that another negative, because it's a stupid plot point for no reason. Because plot is already bad, but because plot... Because... At that point, it's not because plot, it's just because, right? Why did this happen? Because... You had to wait for the electrician. Ah! I know it says. Okay, moving on. Oh, right, I have to get a chocobo, don't I? Oh, done. And we're here. This camera, I swear. Yeah, we're in Troya now. Welcome to Troya, city of forests and springs. And yeah, this goes back to what Rax was talking about earlier. I agree with her completely, by the way. The complete copy-paste of NPCs and literal dialogue is unacceptable. Here's a random question, though. Is that a negative to story or gameplay? We're at peace, yes, and that gives us no better chance to prepare ourselves for the dark times ahead. I'm down for both. I mean, screw this game. It's nice to live here. I feel so more at ease with so many women around. Oh god, I just realized who went to Troya. Are you swimming with us? Yeah. The literal copy-pasting, like to all. NPC positions and dialogue. It's not common. Maybe common's the wrong word. It's not constant. That's the word I want to use. But there have been several NPCs who say exactly the same dialogue as the original. Standing in the same spot. So you can tell they quite literally just copy-pasted several things. Whenever Black Chocobos has really plummeted lately. Oh. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, they 100% copy-paste enemy stats, enemy formations, enemy placement. Bosses, in some cases. Not all of them. I am actually pleasantly surprised by how many things are not literal copy-paste. I suppose that's a low bar, but whatever. Take what we can get. So, I haven't seen it yet, but I could tell you what a gameplay impact of reused NPCs would be. FF6 is actually a perfect example of this, but allow me to use Morrowind as a better example. Let's say they made Morrowind After Years, and at a certain point... What the hell? There we go. Why does he keep doing that? Save. And obviously there'd be some narrative problems with that if they copy-pasted, but remember, a lot of NPCs in Morrowind are directions, right? There's no quest markers in Morrowind. Didn't exist yet. So, NPCs are how you find things. And that is a gameplay element. That's navigation, that's guidance, right? This is why I say FF6 would be valuable there too, because almost all of your navigation of where to do what in FF6 comes from people in town. It's especially true in the second world. Thank you very much, little one, for the sub. And yes, the goal is to have a good stream. We have some opposition to that because of the game we're playing, but we'll get there. Let's see. Final Fantasy Tactics, R. Fire Emblem Echoes, and Live Alive, R. Done. Look, this game sucks. I don't know what I don't know what you want from me. What do you want from me? You want Glazer? must be Palom, the Black Mage. Come inside. Welcome to Troy. See, okay, to be clear, I'm not digging this. Because, whatever. Because all of these NPCs are exactly the same. Welcome to Troya Castle. Welcome to Kaipo. Welcome to Fabul, you know. Whatever. But sometimes they've been saying literal copy-paste things. The Epops devote their entire lives to the gods. Please don't do anything to offend them. The Epops are waiting for you. Troy is a peaceful nation, but I wonder how well we would protect our nation if a war broke out. Troy is protected entirely by a force of female soldiers. All those in the castle are women, myself included. You can tell because I'm wearing pink. What? No, I'm not just some old woman, thank you very much. I'm going to be the Chancellor of Troy, you know? How rude of you. What? You thought we were dancers? We serve as guardians. So this is copy-paste dialogue. Right here. This is a good example. This is the traditional uniform of the Trojan Guard passed down for generations. Yeah, that's copy-paste dialogue. Thank you for coming to Troy. It must have been a long journey. That isn't the half of it. I'm sure you're aware of the reason we have requested the Elder of Mysidia to send you here. A month ago? 1 second. Hang on, I need to look something up super quick. Is there a pronunciation guide? Of course there isn't. Probably because it's Greek. Well, when we get to a combat section, I will answer your question, Saberforth, again. Hang on 1 second. Okay. It is, in fact, pronounced Epopt. Ooh. Okay. Switch this up here. Hey, Kira White Noise. Different place, actually. Push-ups. What you're thinking of is the Dwarven Castle down in the underground. Put this towards Neo, Monster Hunter World, and Per Aspera. Done. Thank you, Kira White Noise. As always. Oh. Okay. Sorry. If I'm going to be saying Epopt a lot, I want to be pronouncing it correctly. I'm sure you're aware of the reason we have requested the Elder of Mysidia to send you here. Epopt training, right? So who will I be working with? Which one of these lovely ladies? I thought Troy had all 8 Epopt positions filled. One of our group has fallen ill, I'm afraid. The Epopts of Troya cannot fully carry out their role unless all 8 of us serve as one. Huh. So basically you need a new Epopt and fast. Exactly. I see the talented mage of Mysidia has a very sharp mind indeed for coming up with extremely basic logic that a 5-year-old could figure out. So who will it be? Please enter Leonora. See, you can tell she's special because she's the only one with the unique sprite. Remember when that was a thing? Who's the main character? Generic Soldier A, Generic Soldier B, or only person who looks unique? Fire Emblem did that a lot back in the GBA. Yeah, this one is definitely in need of some training. What? Did I offend you? No. Leonora arrived in Troy about 8 years ago. She immediately showed interest in joining the EPOPs and has distinguished herself in service ever since. I don't know, if I was the leader of a country, I'd find that sus. Some rando shows up on my shores and is like, I want to join the government. In recognition of her talents, we wanted to nominate her to the vacant position. Alright, enough introduction. She was that talented, why would she need training in the first place? How can you say you have talent if you can't even become an EPOP without someone drilling things into you? Well, you see, let me tell you the tragic backstory of Leonora when she was but an orphan. Besides, isn't it your job to train EPOPs? You are being rude. The EPOPs are busy conducting daily business, and with one of the number fallen ill, there's only 7 of them to serve the nation. Okay, I don't need a manifesto. You sure I'm the man you want? An EPOP's job is to serve her crystal, right? Wouldn't you want her to be trained in white magic instead? You got the wrong person here if you expect me to know any white magic. Ugh, God! Ugh, I spit on it. It's girly magic. What? He really should have sent Porum to handle this. No, it's all right. I want to learn black magic. White magic or black magic both can provide me with the spiritual training I need. I'm sure the Elder of Basidia has a plan of his own in mind when he sent you. Looks like it. Oh yeah, by the way, another stupid thing about that month delay. Remember that the Elder of Basidia is currently already sick, which in fictional terms means he is on the deathbed, right? He's on his way out. And then we lost a month. Lord Palom, we hereby request you accompany Leonora to the Tower of Trials. Tower of Trials? It lies south of here. If Leonora can reach its top floor, we will ordain her as an EPOP. It will be done. So you're saying if I get like a big dude with an axe, who just starts going rah, rah, all the way up to the top of the tower, he can become an EPOP? I think we finally found something Gladio would be good for. I look forward to training with you, Lord Palom. Okay. Wow, some actually new dialogue. For just a second I wasn't sure, because she flat out told me to go north to the Chocobo Forest. New dialogue. Holy God. Okay, so while we do a couple of things, I'm going to finally answer Saber for Wife's question, which is funny because they're probably not there now. I know we talked about this yesterday, so I'm going to kind of sweep through this pretty quickly. There are several forms of turn-based combat, and the 3 most broad basic types are D&D, You Go, I Go, and what I call True Initiative, which is... someday I'll come up with a better term for that. That's a good question, but I don't know. Hang on, that actually is a good question. Let's go see. So, D&D is exactly what it sounds like. There's a round, everyone gets to go at least once per round, and nobody gets to go again until the round is concluded. The initiative just determines your order in that round, who goes when in the round. There are, round-based, I think actually is what that's called. I could be wrong about that. There's 2 slight variants on that. One is you determine the initiative once, D&D, right? Baldur's Gate 3. And then the other is you determine initiative every round. Final Fantasy 1 does that, for example. Then there's WeGo Yugo, which is exactly what it sounds like. Dragon Quest likes to use WeGo Yugo, which is when one party makes all of their actions and then goes, and then the other party goes and does all their actions, and then it just bounces. Yugo WeGo. That's exactly what it sounds like. The final is the True Initiative. True Initiative is the Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy Tactics. To use a very simple way to explain that. The idea there is... Hey, treasure. And Pokemon Arceus. So Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Pokemon Arceus. Weird list of games, but here we are. The idea is that there's not really initiative in any strictest sense of the word. Instead, what happens is you have your speed stat, and that determines when you go. There's no round. Rounds don't exist at all. Now, generally speaking, that tends to be balanced out to be, you go and we go. But with enough speed or too little speed, hi Nordame, what that means is you could go several times per enemy action. And a really good system, again, Final Fantasy Tactics, Arceus, and 10, they have special abilities or buffs or other things like that, which enable you to... Yes, he is push-ups. Which enable you to go faster, reduce your delay is what that actually boils down to. And with reduced delay, you can take more actions before the enemy goes. So, for example, if I have a really high haste speed stat, and I'm hasted, and I use a fast attack, I could go once or twice or 3 times before the enemy even gets around. Now, of those 3 formats, I admit I prefer the last one. It is pretty rare. There's a reason I keep naming the exact same games when giving examples of it, is because it's hard to even come up with any other examples of that. But I do actually rather like that system. The problem with that system is it takes the most design by far. So from a developer perspective, it would take way more work to do. And the other thing on top of that is it has the negative detriment of the fact that speed suddenly becomes the god stat. If you, and this is true with every game I just mentioned, FF10, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Pokemon Arceus, all 3 of those games, if you crank your speed stat, you will crush. And in, for example, 10, it's considered the only real way to beat some of the super bosses is to just go 10 times for each one enemy action, right? What am I doing here? Northeast. Having said that, I do still prefer it overall, which I believe was your original question. Oh yeah, this can also go against you if your speed stat is particularly bad. Yes, push-ups. Unironically, yes. What? I know it's here. There it is. Why don't you say hello to everyone? Quack. Quack. So ether. I do like the concept of a black chocobo. I'm going to rearrange my windows slightly here. There we go. Oh my god, she's level 3. Hi, Matt Overlord. Yeah, let's, whatever, I guess. I don't really have a tank here. I have a low-level black mage and a piddling level nothing. staff. So white mage gear. And, yeah. It's fine, Reggie. It's fine. You're just gonna die. It's fine. Yeah, we got 2 civvies. That is not a big upgrade. That's probably not worth the money. That's worth the money. Go grab that. Actually, that's an interesting question. Ah! Sorry. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, this is one of the first equipment shops that actually is designed around the party I have when I have access to the shop. In fact, I think this is the second. Which is sort of pathetic, really, but here we are. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of that whole enemy reuse thing, we're going to be talking about that again in the Palom scenario. So, you know. Look forward to that. No encounters. Come on, I need something. Game. Game. Game! Oh my god, look at her speed. Look at her speed! Bio. Why do all our spells suck in all of these? Alright, whatever. Slow down. Life is... Ah! Oh my god. They give such crap experience. The guide I have, it recommends grinding to level 12 right now. We're fighting imps and sword rats, which, for those of you who don't remember, are the enemies at the very beginning of the game. Very beginning. She hasn't leveled 1. She's not level 4 yet. Yes? This is ridiculous. Alright, who is it? Oh, hang on, wait. I'll be right back. That's actually not my laundry. That's my exercise outfit push-ups. Okay. Hey, Giga.
Why is she so big?
Wait. Oh, goody. Black magic just got weaker. That's good.
What?
That's such a good thing.
3.
You know, honestly, given our current party, let's just go sleep for the night. Let's just move the moon. When I ate fish, what was my favorite? Tilapia. That's actually not true. There was one other that I liked more than tilapia, but I can't remember what it was called. It was in Maui. Yes, I've been to Maui. Remember, my biological family's rich. I was kind of hoping someone in chat would say what the other fish is. But I don't remember. Hang on. Oh, it's right here. Mahi mahi. There you go. Boom. Yeah, done. Back when I liked fish, mahi mahi was my favorite. Okay, what am I doing? Right, we moved the moon forward. That's what we did. Okay, we're good, we're good. Let's try and get one level. Yeah, you can't generally get mahi mahi. At least not unless you live on the West Coast, in my experience. But I used to live on the West Coast of California, so... Okay, one level. I'm done. This is already terrible grind. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Like, I'm already tired of this grind. Yeah, I've actually never been much of a fish person because the seafood scent just doesn't really work for me. that was before the surgery. But back when I could eat fish, that was one of them that was just, oof, yes, please. Especially with proper lemon. And I say proper. Some people think that in order to lemon a fish, you just drown it in lemon. No, at that point, you're just eating lemon. Some people think you just put a tiny dash of it, which can work. But the problem is lemon by itself tends to work better as a multiplier in my experience. Now, you want really good lemon fish, you put lemon with a little bit of pepper. Or something else spicy, right? I mean, I went to Maui when I was 7, if it makes you feel any better, push-ups. Yeah, Blade Tavell, yeah. This is the Tower of Trials. Nice place. Higher level mobs. That's cool. What's on the top floor, anyways? The monastic seal. So you grab that, come back, and your knee popped. Yes. So many political ideas here. O great earth crystal who hath blessed us through the great bounties of the land, for the clear water and lush forest you have bequeathed us, offer you our thanks and our prayers. Hold up. So the earth crystal makes Troya a lush, garden place, right? Which crystal did Damcyan have in the desert hellscape? Which one did Fabul have? Which one did Basidia have? They never got any benefits from anything. Let's make something clear first. Yes? Because you're knocking off with that Lord Palom junk. But pretty sure we're the same age. I'm actually 2 years older than you. Oh yeah? Good for you, but I don't expect to start calling you Miss Leonora or anything. It's perfectly fine with me. Like I said, enough with the Lord. Yes, Valum. That's better. Now on your knees! Because it's a staircase, that's... Look. If you weren't there for Starfield, I got nothing. So, hang on. Damcyan being fire makes a degree of sense, but, like, now that I'm saying this out loud, this feels weird because they really did bother to explain that, that Troya was bountiful because of the Earth Crystal. And they never did anything with the other 3. What does Basidia get from the Wind Crystal, exactly? What does Damcyan get from the Fire Crystal? Trade? Fabul, And yeah, I do see what you mean, Blade Tavell. Sorry, this is just kind of weird to think about, because, like, to use another example, FF5 would use this exact same concept to much better effect. The place with the water crystal literally has overflowing waterways, and, like depends and relies on it as their primary water source. And the fire crystal place, they use that to literally power some of the pseudo-technology they have and stuff like that. Eblon had ninjas. If you know the Final Fantasy series, ninjas are one of the most powerful things in the entire setting. Ninjas, samurai, and monks. Anyways, ready to start your training? Certainly, please tell me what I need to do. Let's start with the basics. That would be fire. Do you know what fire is? What is it? It's a fire attack. Yes, of course. What was with that camera? That's it. Wait, what? That's it? Come on, Leonora. I thought they said you had talent. First thing you need with magic is the ability to project an image of the magic in question. It's part of the idea behind spell transcription, too. Clear your mind and create an image of pure fire. And then project it into reality. Bring the flame. Look at these convenient log piles over here, which I'm burning for no reason. Now you do it. Oh yeah, that's how magic works. Hey, Mr. Ed, watch this. Where did that come from? Here's what you'll be practicing on. Now go on. Okay. Fire! Scorching red flames, burning brightly. The searing fire of a furnace. I saw that, Lunaruth, and I laughed because I thought of you immediately. Oh my god, I love this. The name of the spell is Fire? Question mark. You couldn't set a piece of paper on fire with that. I did 50 damage, you twat. Yes, sir. I'll try my best. Fire? Okay, that's enough. Not bad. Let's see how well you do in a real battle. Real battle? Yeah, we haven't had a lot of this on the way down here because the encounter rate is through the floor. Training has no meaning if you can't do it in real-life situations, right? Can you maintain your composure and visualize that image with a monster staring you down? That's the key. Maintain composure. Contain your main posture. You've lost it already, haven't you? No, I can do it. Can you? Hang on, grab this. Hang on, I don't want to see those cutscenes again, so let's go save. We're level 4, after all. Hi, Noel. Thank you for the sub, as always. And if you would like to put that towards up to 3 future streams of your choice, please let me know. I noticed that, Blade Taval. The shop actually sells mage gear, and the drops and items have actually been ethers. That is better than the entire rest of the game so far, and it's really sad. That's the level of basic competence that gets my attention in this game. I was gonna say something. Speaking of, on the one hand, yeah, it almost irritates me how ridiculously easy it is to learn magic, apparently. But on the other, I kind of liked that little sequence. Like, I'm all in favor of magic being a learned skill. That is actually my preferred method of magic in any setting. But, like, that was not terrible. Like, I realize we're really reaching at this point. Hello, Zar. Oh god, I just realized this stupid song is going to play for this entire trial, isn't it? That's what I have to say to that. This is a tower. I literally have a tower playlist. It's very Castlevania-y, so... Look, it's not my fault that a lot of Castlevania music just fits the tower vibe, okay? What do you want from me? You've never heard this song before, and you'll never hear it again, Mr. Red. Why are there so many undead in the Tower of Trials? Hey, on the plus side, there's a toggle to turn off the music. We've played games where that is not true. Breath of the Wild. For those of you who weren't there for that run, every time I got sick of the fact that no music was playing, I would finally be like, screw it, I'm just going to play my own music. And then, like, without fail, immediately the game would start playing some music. And then stop. And there's no toggle. It's just there. Guardian, huh? Here, you try finding this one by yourself. By myself? Yeah, by yourself. Now go on. Fire? Well, I mean, agreed. Then when So I have to stall every time because, you know, my immediate inclination is to immediately respond to the name I see in chat. Leonora has learned fire. Isn't this uplifting music for this moment? I did it. I now know fire. It's nothing to be that excited about. But that's just one of the building blocks you can eventually upgrade into higher level magic. You're one to talk, Mr. I know fire 2 and nothing else. Fyra, and then Firaga. The more powerful the spell, the more you'll need to concentrate your energy. I'll try. Of course, most people give up at this point, but... Yes, Giga. Together, we will show these people what the planet really needs. Didn't think I'd see one of these. What's that? Take a look. It's in a book. What is it? It's a tutorial. Wages are just regular people when we run out of MP. I understand. Yeah, they actually give us mana restorers on a scenario where we have pure mages. I'm sensing some actual game design here. This is weird. Again, it's not much, but there's something. I did notice this is actually an original area. If some of you might not have noticed this because you might not be as familiar with this game as I am, but a lot of the other new dungeons aren't. They're just rebranded existing dungeons. For example, the, I think it was the Meteor, it was actually the Antlion Cave. To use a specific example. Yes, Reggie, because that amuses me. So you see, push-ups. When a mommy skeleton and a baby skeleton burn to death in a fire, you get Star Wars A New Hope. Okay, I need to set her up here. She is so slow. She is so... She hasn't had a turn yet. Look at this. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. Jesus. Yeah, let me just carry the party here. Well, I don't want to disagree with you, but she didn't gain any speed there when she left. Yes, Reggie, now you understand. This is what a save point is. We're giving a tutorial because this might be the first scenario you're playing. It also could be random. Fun fact, in FF4 on the SNES, your stat gains are not random until a certain level, at which point they become very random. This is really strange, because most FF games have random stat ups on level up. Actually, I said most. Several have random stat ups on level up. But then, like, yeah, and also can potentially go down. The range is insane. But the thing is, you think, oh, it's like, oh, everyone at level 50? No, every character actually has a separate level, manually designed, at which point, rather than getting static stat ups, they get random stat ups or stat downs. Convenient, one guardian per floor. You're up. Bee. I'm not the one training here, am I? No, but you're my carry. Good luck, kid. Your guess is as good as mine, Matt Overlord. Some people have argued it's deliberate, some people have argued it's actually a bug. It's just the way that they designed the RNG, and... So when you're designing RNG, you design a range, right? 1d4 really just means 1 to 4, right? 3d6 just means 3 to 36, etc. So... Or 3 to 18, excuse me. So... It's possible to, when you're programming it, program that badly and make the range larger than you actually intended to. I did it, Lord Palom. I mean, Palom. That was passable. At best! Black magic is certainly harder to learn than white magic. It's not a matter of difficulty. Most people are just better suited towards one or the other. That's why you get called a sage if you've mastered both black and white. Wait a minute. That isn't what you're training to become, is it? What? Of course not. Never in my wildest dreams. That's what I thought. Let's continue. That would be really funny, Matt Overlord. Like, her stats just keep plummeting as you get higher and higher level. How about we tackle Blizzard next? I mean, yeah, like, WoW's in a good place right now, but I really wish they would bring, you know, Warcraft to other IP, other genres, you know? Where's our Warcraft turn-based tactical game? Where's our Warcraft 4X game? Where's our Warcraft city builder? Where's our Warcraft management sim? Where's our Warcraft single-player RPG? Where's our Warcraft RTS? Okay, we're done. I mean, ice magic? Right, but don't think about ice. Think about the feeling of cool itself. Yeah, exactly, Blade Chaval. Like I said, we don't actually know, and I've done my digging on this, if it was a bug or not in the SNES version. It's worth noting most of the stat downs don't exist in any other version except for Tella. Tella is like one of the rare exceptions that we know is deliberate, because every version of FF4 has Tella losing stats. And that makes sense. It's a storytelling tool at that point. This is impeccable dialogue, by the way. And I quote, "The cold itself. Cold air. Cold. Cold. You get the idea, even if you're scaring me a little. Cold. Cold. Learned Blizzard. Cold Dragon Player. Well, you certainly look cold anyway. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, it's an ice creature. Obviously, it's weak to ice. Duh! Yeah, you're starting to get it. I think so. But that is one seriously creepy face you're making. You know, I'm starting to see why you're single, Palom. So now we're fighting enemies weak to cold magic. I think that might actually be deliberate. It's sad that I'm not even sure if it's deliberate, but it might be. Let's see what else we see on this floor. If you remember, the previous Guardians were weak to fire. Admittedly, no, Giga. For review purposes, good design is good design, even if it was an accident. And there's a lot of duh reasons for that, but the most obvious is, frankly, most good design. Maybe most is an exaggeration. I can think of plenty of examples of something that is good design that was an accident. Where they were just throwing stuff at the wall, or stumbled, or made a mistake, or whatever. Didn't think about it. Oh, her speed went up! Holy crap. And, you know, boof! Whoops! Good design. Obviously, deliberately good design is nice, but, you know, whatever. I think these are still weak to cold. And she's dead. Yes, the Black Mage is super cold, because we're playing FF14. Well, she's dead. Mission accomplished. As much as I'm curious what would happen if I go fight the boss that is only fightable with her while she's dead. Oh, screw it. Let's just do it. For the sake of testing. And yes, most of the time if you see intentionally good design, it's something that either they'll do repeatedly or other people will do. Also, it's usually kind of obvious when it's... I know, right, Rax? It's usually kind of obvious when it's deliberately good design. If I could use a random example, Mario Wonder was not an accident, right? Here we go. Let's see what happens. You'd like to handle this one too, right? Of course. I'll just keep that creepy face of yours going. Actually, that's a good example, Mr. Ed. It almost assuredly was not on purpose that they did that, especially since they got rid of it in the future games. And she's at full health! Okay! Here we are. I guess that answers me. And yeah, these are weak to ice, of course. And we're dead. What? Okay, slightly different strategy. The game was like, oh, you want to give me positives. Okay. I can work with that. Yeah, they hit me for a little under a third of my health. A little over, excuse me, a third of my health every hit. And I can kill one of them per round. Which means I'm still probably about to die, unless he rolls really badly on his damage. Which he did not. Okay. Hang on, we're going to do one more attempt at this with slightly better gear. We just gained 2 magic defense. Come on, Richter. We got this. Actually, I'm going to make a 3rd attempt after this. Assuming I die here, which I am assuming. Interestingly, I can't auto-battle this fight, which is strange. Oh, okay, we're not dead. So we lived through 3 hits, but... Nope. And we're dead! Wow! Okay, hold up. I'm gonna try one last attempt. Because I will do anything to not grind. I actually do have an alternative idea here. Alright. I forgot to equip the... Damn it! Now, whatever. This music is appropriate for this fight. God, her speed is so crap. That's at least part of the problem. Remember, speed is king in these kind of systems. Okay, live through 3 of these. We're good. Don't do 66. Don't. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Hang on. So I forgot to equip the thing, which lowers their damage. Hang on, that's my fault. Thank God I can equip corpses. Here, put this on. Ooh. Okay, cool. That does also boost her intellect, so I'm going to do that as well. That should boost her damage. Yeah, maybe don't make me fight 3 of them. If they literally just made me fight 2 of these guys, this wouldn't be an issue. I would have won on my first try and barely even noticed. Or maybe give me an auto ambush so I automatically go first. Just there's options here, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, that did do more damage. Now we have to live through a couple of hits. It has to roll less than 76. Which it rolled to 79. Perfect! Alright! I think this is doable. We got this. I just need to have good rolls. on, good rolls. I could go grind. I mean, this is a negative either way. This whole tower has been legit, and then we ran into this fight, and this is just... What? She's slow. They do a third of her damage per health. There are 3 of them. We cannot one-shot them. All of those things combined make this suck. Alright, come on. Roll, low roll, low roll. Okay, that's a low roll. Give me one more low roll. Or do an extremely high roll. I think it's the first time I've seen them do that much damage when I have the buffs up. Wow! Like, that is the highest freaking roll I've seen. I mean, it does, but all. At least it doesn't have to 4. I don't know if it does here. Still an appropriate boss song. God, we are so slow. Yes, Lord Hermon. Okay, so... I need you to do low rolls. Okay, 35 is a pretty low roll. That's good. 39? 70? Jesus Christ. Okay, if this doesn't kill them, then this doesn't work, and I'll just go level. Okay, woo! Negative to gameplay. Good God. I did it! That was my last idea, too. Are you seriously trying here? I'm sorry. I'm not looking for an apology or anything. I'll try even harder from now on. So teach me more, Palom, please. Can I ask you a question? Yes, what is it? An Epop should need to know black magic for a job. So why are you so set on learning this stuff? I want to further my mind and spirit. Troy is a peaceful nation. Its Epops aren't supposed to be fighting battles. There's something weird going on in this land, you know? This ringing a bell for you at all? What is this dialogue? That was 3 ... in a row, by the way. Don't want to talk about it, I see. Oh, we just lost the moon, too. Alright, so let's rejigger here. Let's also go save, because that was a bit of a thing. Speaking of Shinra Tower. Do I have any tents? I have 2. Oh, God. Okay, no, that's okay. That's okay. You know, I should have just followed the guide. It said to be level 12. I'm level 11. Should have grinded. No, not really, Mr. Red. 5 levels is a noticeable increase. Look at that. 1 additional strength, 1 stamina, 1 intellect, 6 mana, and looks like 20 health. That's not a lot. We have Cura, though. So, next up is Thunder, right? Yeah, let's get started. Thunder, rain clouds, lightning. Insert Palpatine meme. True, first of all. That's actually a valid point. I guess this is also a certain type of skill. It's just not one I'm particularly happy to have. You see, in my tragic backstory, when I was a young child, all of the lightning would constantly strike me every day, reminding me of when a thunderstorm killed my parents. I get into the swing of things now. Thank you very much. Don't get too confident. This is usually the point where people let their egos sink them. Like me. Yes, I understand. Hey, look, a healing staff. In FF4 proper, Pelham's a brat. So, I think he's worse here because he's kind of upgraded from being a brat to being a dick. Yeah, like now, back then he was a kid. Now he's an asshole. There's a difference. He's 22. No excuses. Yeah, character arc. Double down. Do we have to? Yes. Yes, we do. Yeah, I keep waiting to see if they're gonna, like, be like, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm so upset. It's just, I just spent 3 weeks on a frickin' ship. They're not going to, of course, but that's kind of what I'm waiting for. I doubt they're ever gonna bring that up again. I think it really was just for nothing. Oh, thank God, my strength went up. Whew! I was worried about that. Stop for 5 seconds, please. I mean, that would be funny, Reggie. But we already saw them in Rydia's scenario, of course. Oh, hang on. Nobody likes Mega Man music. Get out of here, get out of here. There we go. Favorite unintentional story beat that makes a story better? I mean, Kefka being translated wrong twice probably counts, but let me think about that. I mean, Spoonie Bard is a good pick. Okay, random example, but it's a spoiler. So, it's kind of a weird spoiler, but it is still a spoiler, so I'm still going to spoiler warn it. Spoilers for Star Wars. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Vader being Luke's father. Now, I know that sounds like a weird one, but for those of you familiar with the backstory, you know that that was absolutely not intended. Like, that was designed midway through production of Empire Strikes Back. Because there was all kinds of issues, and they were having trouble with the script, and blah, blah, blah. But then, I can't remember who. It wasn't actually Lucas, it was someone else, suggested the idea of making Vader Anakin, making Vader, you know, a fallen Jedi, as opposed to just being an evil Jedi who betrayed his people. And it fits so seamlessly in that people for years actually thought that it was designed from word go, but it wasn't. And yeah, originally he was just a rogue Jedi who went evil, who worked for the Empire. That was it. Jesus Christ. I just healed! Oh, you son of a... Do I have any Phoenix Downs? I do have a couple. Whatever, let's go back and... yeah. I mean, I literally just answered that question, Mr. Red. They started production of Empire Strikes Back without Vader being Anakin. The end. And now black magic is nerfed. What's funny is I can name another example of an unintentional story beat that made the story worse. Leia is Luke's sister. No, I'm sorry. I put thought into this. There is no real reason or point behind that, especially in the movies. And it kind of diminishes her character for quite a ways afterwards. Once again, for those of you not aware, Luke's sister was always supposed to be another character. The Other is what they called her. And she was supposed to be back on Hadabaddon, a.k.a. Coruscant, fighting off the Empire, like, without everyone else. And then she was merged into Leia, just like Anakin was merged into Vader. Merged into Vader. Oh, we finally learned to warp. Woo! I got another example of, for better and worse. So Gul Dukat over in Deep Space Nine was someone nobody could agree on what he was or who he was. And you got this weird situation where the writers, so each individual writer, and then the showrunners, 2 separate showrunners, and then the actor himself, and then the directors of each episode, all had their own interpretation of the character. So Dukat is, as a consequence, rather inconsistent, but some of that is actually very much for the betterment, whereas some of it is for the worse. You're up again. I won't let my ego get the best of me. Don't tell me, show me. Let's see if this is as bad as the last one. Well, it's 3, so that's bad. Black Magic's also nerfed, but that does also nerf it for them. Oh, that's gonna suck. Huh. See if we can kill one, and then we'll heal. What you got, Kennex Cow? Oh, gotcha. Anyways, to my admitted frustration, there was a... So, you probably wondered why I didn't do that second shift on Friday. It's because I was going to go to a Lilac Festival with my family. They ended up not going, so I ended up just losing a shift for no reason. That sucked. And they're apparently going now. And I had no plans to go again, because I already lost a shift to that. Then my middle niece came in and asked me very cutely and nicely if I could go, and I don't have the power to say no to her. So... I did it! Well, you've officially mastered the basics of black magic. Don't think that's the end of it. You've only just made it to the starting line. Yes, Paladin. Black magic's all about knowing the properties of things, their weaknesses and strengths. Which magic works best against which type of target. You need to have that knowledge drilled into you. Yes, it's all a matter of training, I suppose. That's right. If you don't have much of natural talent for it, you'll just have to work that much harder. Okay. Can I? No. I've got one more floor. Alright. I mean, near as I can tell, Dakota. Looks like the top floor. Yes, it is. Let's see here. Monastic seal is the very words etched in the plinth. That's really stupid. Just getting here is good enough. If that's all you need to be a Troyan Epop, then you have to wonder what kind of... Stop it, please. You can say whatever you want to about me. I don't care. But when it comes to the Epops, I won't just stand here and let you insult them right in front of my face. Leonora? I love how gentle and kind everyone in Troy has been to a stranger like me. Maybe it doesn't seem like much to some magical prodigy like you, but... sorry, I wasn't trying to make fun of him. But listen, you're probably a lot better off without any natural talent. If you're a prodigy, then all that happens is you get lazy and quit pushing yourself to improve. Like Frieza. I'm just saying, don't let yourself be satisfied with where you are now, okay? Now let's head back. You've got an EPOP post to fill. Yeah, but hang on. Before we do that... Hold up. I just had a really horrible thought. Okay, she learned poison, so that's whatever. But does she know... Okay, she knows teleport. Thank God. Okay, so let's get this treasure. And then I'm going to chop off. There will be a second shift today, I swear to God. I don't know when it will be. I'm sorry for sounding so irritable. I really dislike being interrupted constantly. Fun fact, there are at least 2 more interruptions in my future. Because of the DMV and the electrician. You know what? Hang on. I am in such a hurry, I can hear them actually getting out to the car right now. I'm going to go ahead and just chop it here. So, I'll be back at some point.